Hey, 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 hey. Oh, let that beat drop. Yeah! Woo! Coming in with that fire, y'all. What is going on? IE Sports Radio fans, it is your boy, the SoCal Saint, back on the airwaves. I kicked COVID's ass. I'm feeling great and healthy. God bless everyone. Thank you, everyone. I am back on the airwaves. If you just tuned in, that is my new theme song for the show. I thought I'd kick it off since I'm now on the upswing from 50. This is episode 5151 of the IE Wrestling Show, your direct feed for all that is professional wrestling on the only network that is your direct feed for all that is sports, exclusively to IE Sports Radio. What's good? It's your boy, the SoCal Saint. Man, the week I took off, what the hell, guys? WrestleMania. The road to WrestleMania is heating up big time because I got sick and all hell broke loose because The Rock looked like he was taking Cody's spot at WrestleMania, but that's not happening because it is confirmed, it is verified, it is happening at WrestleMania 40, WrestleMania XL. It will be the American Nightmare Cody Rhodes challenging the undisputed WWE Champion, the Tribal Chief, Roman Reigns, for the second time in a row. And fans could not be more excited, more happy to see their hero, Cody Rhodes, challenge for that title that has eluded his family for so very long. It is right there. It is at his fingertips. And God willing, I pray to God above, Cody Rhodes is walking out of Philadelphia, the new WWE Champion. But more on that later, guys. Before we get into it, please do me a favor to like and share, subscribe to the show if you love what I do here, if you love listening to the show. Shout out to Jen B in the chat room. Thank you. I appreciate that. I thank you for the well wishes. Thank you so much. Thank you for tuning in. Hopefully we get some more peeps in the chat room here shortly. Also, please follow IE Sports Radio at IE Sports Radio on the X. Follow my page at IE Wrestling Show. That's at IE Wrestling Show, also on the X. And please do us a favor and check out the website, iesportsradio.com, and you could join for free. And you can actually interact with the hosts of IE Sports Radio. Check out, and you can actually post blog postings, read blog postings that are posted there on a regular basis. And if you're really a fan of IE Sports Radio and what we do here at the network, throw us some shekels our way, show your appreciation, show your love for IE Sports Radio by getting some merch. Go to the IE Sports Radio shop on our website and order some merch and show your love for IE Sports Radio. Also, please do us a favor and go to planetjerky.net. That's planetjerky.net, and order from our official sponsor, 100% beef brisket beef jerky. Delicious homemade beef jerky. Delicious, delicious. Go check it out. It is muy delicioso. I know this firsthand because I've actually tried it myself. It is very, very good. planetjerky.net. Planet Jerky. This jerky is on a whole other planet. Ooh, yeah. Let's jump right in, guys. I only got an hour, so I don't want to take up everybody's time because we got other shows on the docket today. It's got a big, busy day here for IE Sports Radio. I am the first of 6 shows today, which is just nuts. Following my show, if you stick around, please do. I implore you to stick around for the remainder of the IE Sports Radio schedule for today. Right after my show, you got Dascoli Teller. I hope I said that right. Apologies if I did not. Dascoli Teller with Austin B coming at you. Later on today, we have the Carolina Cast. Then we have Spaced Out Sports. Then we got the Bio. Oh, I'm so sorry. I think that got cut off. The Bayou Bulletin. Wow. For some reason on the picture, the Y looks like a V. I must need new glasses. I apologize. The Bayou Bulletin, of course, and then finally at the end of the night, we get the Heart of Texas Sports with my boy. It's Drewski. Man, what a busy day on the IE Sports Radio docket. So, with a lot of wrestling news. I got to catch up on almost over a week's worth, but a lot of stuff has happened. So first off, I want to jump into this. To any international listeners that I have, which if I do, much appreciated, and thank you for tuning in. Any of my listeners that are listening live on the Spreaker, if you're listening on the download later on one of our many platforms that you can find our shows, Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, all that good stuff. If you're listening later on the YouTube, please give me a like, a share, a subscribe to the IE Sports Radio channel so you don't miss an episode of my show or any others, to be exact, if you're a fan of IE Sports Radio. According to Wrestling Observer, so take this with a gigantic grain of salt because it's coming from fucking Tuna Meltzer, Dave Meltzer himself. I don't know if you do follow my page, you saw that I had some shit to say about Dave Meltzer just a little while ago before my show went live. People actually pay this idiot to hear the stupid shit that he says, is basically what I wrote, because it's true. People pay this man to spew nonsense. It's ridiculous how Dave Meltzer at one time back in the day was kind of critically acclaimed amongst wrestling fans. Now it's almost like a fucking joke. Dave Meltzer is literally a walking, talking joke of a quote-unquote journalist. He considers himself a journalist. He's not a journalist. He's an opinion piece. Because everything he spews is just his opinion. Nothing that he reports is of a journalistic integrity whatsoever. Anyway, according to the Wrestling Observer, the WWE Network will be discontinued at the end of this year when WWE's new deal with Netflix comes into effect, and all archival/classic content will be moved to the platform outside of the United States. Okay, so because the WWE Network does not exist anymore here in the United States, of course, the video library, everything that was the network is now on Peacock. But outside of the United States, internationally, the network still exists as its own entity. That is coming to an end at the end of this year, just before the Netflix deal takes into effect next January, when WWE's Monday Night Raw jumps to Netflix in January of 2025. So the network will cease to exist at the end of this year. So anyone that subscribes to the network that does not subscribe to Netflix outside of the United States should definitely consider subscribing to Netflix, as opposed to, because that would be your way of keeping up with WWE outside of the United States anyway. So that's a big news story there. So I know the last time I was on the air, guys, I talked about the Vince McMahon just horribleness of everything. I don't want to get into it again. I said my piece. I meant what I said on that episode. If you haven't checked out the 50th episode of the IE Wrestling Show, do yourself a favor and check it out. I don't mean to pat myself on the back or toot my own horn, but beep beep, I thought I put on a very good show, and I thought my opinion of the whole tragic situation, I thought I really laid it out there for anyone listening, especially people who know me best, especially of the long-lasting wrestling fan that I've been for so long. Shout out to the boss man, Larry B. He's in the chat room. He knows what I'm talking about. Larry B. has known me for, God, I can't even think of the number of how many years we've known each other now, but it's got to be in the double digits now. But Larry knows me. He's known that I've been a lifelong wrestling fan, and he knows how devastating, I wouldn't say devastating, but I mean just shocking everything was that has come to fruition about this unfortunate situation. And Vince McMahon is not the only one that is going to be erased from WWE history. It is now, of course, Brock Lesnar, because Brock Lesnar was named in these text messages and in the lawsuit itself. So apparently WWE Shop has already started that, and they have placed all of Brock Lesnar's merchandise on discount. About 99% of all of his merchandise related to Brock Lesnar is on a discount sale. Going forward, Lesnar is off the table from any and all creative plans within the WWE. So they're slowly phasing out Brock Lesnar for good. Thanks, Larry. Shout out to Larry B again. Thanks, brother. I appreciate that, man. Thank you. I'm glad you thought so. Damn, has it been... yeah, that makes sense. Probably 20 years. Jesus Christ, dude. Well, Lord forgive me, I don't mean to use the Lord's name in vain, but man, that's just insane that much time has passed since we've known each other. That's crazy. I mean, wow. Anyway, sorry, I didn't mean to trail off there, but yeah, it looks like WWE is going to be giving not only Vince McMahon, which is well-deserved, but Brock Lesnar, which I gotta say is well-deserved as well. They're going to give him, both of these individuals, the Chris Benoit treatment, is what I like to call it, where he is completely and utterly erased from existence, never to be spoken of again. It's like Voldemort in the Harry Potter series, if people get that analogy, is he who should not be named. Brock Lesnar is now in that same class of individual. So, big news coming out of Japan, out of Pro Wrestling Noah, the first ever Mexican GHC heavyweight champion has been crowned. This happened on the 4th of February in Japan. El Hijo del Dr. Wagner Jr., the son of Dr. Wagner, a legendary luchador in the world of lucha libre professional wrestling in Mexico. The son of Dr. Wagner Jr. has become the first ever Mexican GHC heavyweight champion. That is the World Championship for Pro Wrestling Noah, equivalent to the IWGP World Heavyweight Championship that is currently in the possession of Tetsuya Naito. So, congratulations for doing big things. That's really awesome to see that a Mexican wrestler is breaking barriers and breaking down walls in another country, especially in a wrestling-rich country like Japan. So congratulations to El Hijo del Dr. Wagner Jr. becoming the first ever Mexican GHC heavyweight champion. Big, unfortunate breaking news that happened after my show went on the air, which is really unfortunate. It makes me really sad to hear this. Scott D'Amore, the president, now no longer, of TNA Wrestling. That's right. Scott D'Amore has been let go from his duties as TNA Wrestling's president in charge of operations. Anthem, the TNA's parent company, Anthem Sports and Entertainment Incorporated, has fired Scott D'Amore and has now put in Anthony Cinceno as the new president. The decision came directly from Anthem's owner, Len Asper, as echoed by the official statement. Anthem management will be taking on a larger role in the day-to-day operations of TNA, with Sassone leading that charge. Sassone has no prior knowledge running a pro wrestling promotion. That is very, very unfortunate, because TNA has been on this high since the beginning of the year. Hell, they've been on a high since the end of last year, whenever it was announced that Impact Wrestling would be reverting back to the TNA Wrestling name, and they put on a hell of a show with TNA Hard to Kill. They had all this momentum going for themselves. They had really great episodes of Impact for the last few weeks since Hard to Kill back in January. And now this kind of just hits a wall, where now the guy that you could clearly say had a lot to do with the success and rejuvenation of Impact, slash TNA Wrestling, Scott D'Amore, he was the president of a company that everyone thought should have been dead many, many years ago. And he took this company from the ashes and rebuilt it to be something that fans could be passionate about once again. And I would include myself in that, because TNA, since the revamp, has been on a fucking roll, guys. And to see that Scott D'Amore has been ousted from his position in the company, not just I would have been satisfied if they just maybe demoted him and kept him around, but no, they took him out and said, see ya, you're not wanted here anymore. They fired him, and he's gone. That is just so unfortunate. It makes me question the management of the parent company of Anthem. Like, what exactly are they trying to do? It doesn't really make any sense. And I have more on that. I found another article about it. The wrestling world was rocked by the news of TNA President Scott D'Amore's being fired from his position as president. In a surprising turn of events, Anthony Sassone has stepped into the role, a decision that has left some talent within the organization discontented. According to insights shared by Dave Meltzer, of course, of the Wrestling Observer newsletter, D'Amore had been a proponent for bolstering the show's budget, particularly as the TNA brand had been experiencing a resurgence in recent times. His efforts to advocate for increased investment in the product were reflective of his commitment to elevating the quality of the programming and capitalizing on the momentum gained by TNA. Meltzer also alluded to rumblings within the company suggesting that D'Amore's departure may have been preceded by disagreements with management. Meltzer also noted that D'Amore had a dispute with management before he was released. And this is what Meltzer had to say, it was getting more popular, but their whole thing was just to have a product, tape television, fulfill your pay-per-views, your streaming stuff, and do this cheaply, essentially as cheaply as possible. Whether that is the reason for the split, that was it. Or there was some other thing that we don't know. I mean, I'm not sure it'll be out in the next couple days, but that's the only thing that I've been told by people, that there was a dispute that he had with management. As the wrestling community awaits further developments, D'Amore's departure marks a significant shift in leadership within TNA Wrestling, leaving fans and talent alike curious about the future direction of the promotion under Sassone's stewardship. So, a lot of unanswered questions there. And we don't know what the future holds for TNA, but I really hope TNA stays strong. I hope they continue this somewhat of a cordial working relationship with the WWE, but who knows? That was probably all Scott D'Amore's doing, and we'll see what this new guy has in store for the TNA roster and the TNA fans, but hopefully it's not a downward spiral, and hopefully they continue the uprise. That's what I really hope, because it'd be really sad to see all the guys and gals on that roster, hit a bump in the road after hitting so many high notes in the last, couple months. Indie Wrestling Alert, guys. Indie Wrestling Alert. And this is actually for my backyard. If you're listening live and you're in the backyard of the Dallas-Fort Worth area, GCW is coming to Dallas. That's right. Game Changer Wrestling, the deathmatch company known famously for talents like the indie god Matt Cardona and Nick Gage, the deathmatch king himself. GCW is having a show in Dallas, Texas at Gillies Dallas on February 23rd at 8 p.m. And these are the talents that have been announced so far. Former WWE tag team, the Bollywood Boys, are coming in for this show. Pagano will take on John Wayne Murdoch in a one-on-one death match, and in a big six-man tag team match, it'll be, oh wow, I can't even read this. Microman, Aramis, and Oro El Bendito take on Los Desperados in six-man Lucha Libre action. Those are the matches that have been announced so far. Go to GCW's official website and get more ticket information, or you can check out Gillies Dallas and check out their events page and see what the ticket prices are. Big news in the world of British wrestling. That's right, British indie wrestling, as a matter of fact. Progress and Defy Wrestling announced that they have merged into one company. Two major wrestling companies joined forces. Progress Wrestling of UK and, one of them is a wrestling company based out of the UK, and one of them is actually an indie company based out of Seattle, Washington, here in the United States. I correct myself. Progress Wrestling of the UK and Defy of Seattle, USA have today joined forces in a major merger in the world of professional wrestling. Following hot on the heels of the $21 billion merger between UFC and the WWE, this is the latest transaction in the wrestling world, highlighting the growing popularity in the sector. The merger will create a truly global presence for both organizations, with mutual benefits for both parties and aid further expansion plans, and will offer something really exciting for wrestling fans around the world. Progress was established in 2012 and acquired by British entrepreneurs Martin Best and Lee McIntyre. in 2021. Since then, they have delivered over 50 shows across the UK, Canada, and Dubai, and have restored the company's fortunes following a 2-year pandemic hiatus. Defy is celebrating its 7th anniversary show this coming weekend in Seattle, and is highly regarded as one of the most cutting-edge promotions in the country, and has been home to nurturing and showcasing outstanding globally known wrestlers such as Jon Moxley, Swerve Strickland, and Nick Wayne. Past stars of the Progress roster have included champions Pete Dunne, Gunter, Toni Storm, and Will Ospreay. So yes, guys, that's big news. 2 indie companies merging into one company is going to be a really awesome treat. It's really going to be something big. You don't ever hear about like indie companies merging into one bigger company, especially one internationally known indie wrestling company and then a United States-based indie wrestling company. I don't think that's ever been done before. But I'm gonna have eyes on the product, and I will keep you guys updated and see what the future holds for these 2 companies coming into one. As per rumors have been circulating on the internet today, Drew McIntyre, yes, the Scottish Warrior, has re-signed with the WWE finally. His current contract is set to end at the end of April. Normally, when a wrestler in the WWE has their contract coming up, they are not booked for any shows that take place after their contract would expire, unless a new deal has been finalized. But Drew McIntyre is already being promoted for an upcoming European tour Wednesday, May 1st in Bologna, Italy. So he will be a part of that show in Italy when WWE heads overseas to Italy. So that means Drew McIntyre has re-signed with the company, and he will be sticking around for what we don't know. I don't know the terms of his new deal, but that's awesome. Congratulations to Drew McIntyre. I think WWE is definitely the place for him to be. I don't think he has not been hotter as far as his career in quite some time. Right now is definitely the hottest period of his career right now. The character that he's portraying on TV, this vicious heel, this troll that he's developing into online. He's just living the gimmick, which I love when wrestlers do that. Everything that the little shots he's been taking at CM Punk while CM Punk is convalescing and rehabbing his tricep injury. Drew McIntyre is definitely in for a big push. I wouldn't be surprised if Drew McIntyre is in the world title match at WrestleMania. And hell, I wouldn't be surprised if Drew McIntyre walks out of WrestleMania with the World Heavyweight Championship. But that's just me. That's my opinion. So one person that may be off of the Elimination Chamber card as well as the WrestleMania card, unfortunately, is Shotzi. During a taping of next week's NXT episode, so NXT aired a live episode last night, and then they taped a second show, which will air next week on television on Tuesday in its normal time slot. There was a match between Lyra Valkyria and Shotzi for the NXT Women's Championship. Shotzi unfortunately suffered a serious knee injury during the match when she took an apron DDT, a DDT on the ring apron, which is definitely the hardest part of the ring, and the match had to be immediately stopped. She was checked out for confirmation. She will be checked out for confirmation on the severity of the injury, but it's not looking good. She's definitely going to miss the Elimination Chamber in Perth for the chance to face Rhea Ripley at WrestleMania, and she may miss WrestleMania altogether, depending on how severe the knee injury is. So that's unfortunate. So well wishes, and good luck and well wishes to Shotzi. Hopefully it's not as serious as it's looking out to be so far. New Japan Pro Wrestling just announced that they're returning to the United States Saturday, May 11th, and they're going to be putting on a show live in Ontario, California. That's right, at the Toyota Arena for the very first time ever. It's NJPW Strong presents Resurgence. Saturday, May 11th in Ontario, California. Of course, at the Toyota Arena. Stay tuned for more details and tickets information once they become available. Congratulations to WWE superstar Sonya Deville as she was married over the weekend. WWE star Sonya Deville married her longtime fiance Tony Cassano, a fitness model, this past Saturday at the Legacy Castle in New Jersey in front of 140 people. And Extra star, if you watch the show Extra, the celebrity gossip show Extra, Maria Menounos, and she is also a longtime wrestling fan and good friend to the WWE and its superstars. Maria Menounos served as the officiator of the wedding. She married Cassano and Deville together. So congratulations to the newlyweds. Beautiful couple. Just absolutely beautiful ceremony from the pictures that I saw. So congratulations to Deville and her beautiful wife, Tony Cassano. Also announced over the weekend, former WCW United States Champion and former member of the Four Horsemen, and of course an NFL legend himself, Steve Mongo McMichael of the Chicago Bears, will be officially inducted into the NFL Hall of Fame. Mongo has been battling ALS since diagnosed with it back in January 2021. So this is really awesome to see that Mongo will be remembered for his contributions to football, as he should, because he was a legendary player in his day. And he definitely had a part to play during the Monday Night Wars during the late 90s with the WCW WWE war going on. So congratulations, Mongo. To backtrack on a thing that I talked about earlier with the Brock Lesnar being erased from history, WWE's new video game, 2K24, WWE 2K24, which I will be purchasing this Friday. I'll be pre-ordering it early. They have a cover for the deluxe edition of the video game, the 40 Years of WrestleMania edition, actually, where Brock Lesnar was prominently featured on the cover when it was originally announced, but he is no longer, as they have edited the cover of the video game and placed John Cena in the spot where Brock Lesnar was originally placed. So I don't know if Brock Lesnar will be erased from the game altogether. I wouldn't be surprised if he is, but I don't know if that's too late for 2K to be able to do that or not, but we will see when the game releases in just a few weeks. If you pre-order the game now, if you pre-order it early, you'll actually get access to the game a day early on March 5th, and it'll be available everywhere. Not a day early, I think it's actually a few days early, actually. And it'll be available everywhere to everyone, the general public, on March 8th, I believe. WWE announced a new show that is going to be streaming live on X. It's a new weekly WWE series that will debut on the social media platform X in spring of 2024, called WWE Speed. The concept will be a fast-paced, high-energy matches that will last less than 5 minutes. Some of the matches were already taped back in December 2023. So this is a new show that's going to be airing live only on X. WWE Speed. This was announced during the WrestleMania press conference that everyone was talking about that took place last week. Major moves in the world of Japanese pro wrestling over the weekend. The final New Japan wrestling performances have taken place for two of its most prominent stars, Will Ospreay, the aerial assassin Will Ospreay, and the Rainmaker Kazuchika Okada have had their final matches in New Japan Pro Wrestling. Will Ospreay thanked all of the New Japan stars and its fans after his final match, giving a very well thought out speech. He is set to start full time in AEW here shortly. And Okada, with tears in his eyes, there's a striking photo that I'm looking at right now of Okada, tears in his eyes. He's got his hand over his face. He's got one hand on the mat, which is touching the official New Japan Pro Wrestling logo. After 17 years, this man has bled, he has sweat, he has cried in this New Japan ring Okada is taking a gamble on himself, and he's looking towards the future. That is still uncertain. A lot of people who tend to believe themselves to be quote unquote in the know, like Sean Ross Sapp or, fucking Tuna Meltzer, think that Okada is guaranteed to hit AEW. I will not believe that until I see it for myself, because Okada has made it very clear that he wants to wrestle at a WrestleMania. So I think Okada has a good chance of joining with the WWE, but we will see. It's up in the air, but those are the two major companies in play for his services, WWE or AEW. Oh, look at Marcus Losgrade has entered the chat room. I wish I could remove him with that ignorant comment he just put in there. We want Rocky. Rocky sucks, bro. It's not 1999 anymore, dog. It's the future, and the future is Cody. Hashtag we want Cody. Cody is going to hit. This is how it's going to go. Cody's going to hit his finisher on The Rock, and then he's going to hit it on Reigns. He's going to stack him, and he's going to pin him to add insult to injury. Bloodline ends. Cody stands tall as champion. That's how it's going to end at WrestleMania. Boom. I'm calling it now. Speaking of the WWE and some of its legendary former wrestlers, Brittany Pillman Evans, the daughter of Brian Pillman and sister of current NXT star Lexis King, has posted on her Instagram story showing that the Pillman estate has reached a Legends deal with WWE, and new Brian Pillman merchandise is coming. So that means that Brian Pillman could be used on t-shirts, on merchandise, and Brian Pillman could possibly even turn up in a future WWE video game, which is really cool. Really cool to see. Oh my God. Oh, I wish you were here. Damn it. I need to get you on the show. Damn it, Marcus. How dare you? If you're in the chat room seeing what this ridiculous man is saying to me right now, Cody is going to lose and the bloodline will remain strong. Okay, don't worry, I'll be there with a tissue. Okay, I'll be there with a tissue for you, bro. When The Rock is laying in the ring, staring up at the lights, right next to his cousin Roman, staring up at the lights, okay? That's all the news I got for you today, guys. We're going to take a quick break, and we will be back with preview of the Elimination Chamber, Perth, and the current card for WrestleMania 40. Stay tuned, guys.
Yo, what's going down? This is Spaced Out Sports with your host, J-Man, giving you all Houston sports straight from the source. Brought to you iSports Radio, your direct feed for all that is sports. In this show, we're going to talk about everything Houston, through and through, and everything. We're going to talk about the surrounding areas. We're going to talk about local sports, everything in Texas in general, mainly Houston, but we're going to talk about everything in the sports world. I want to hear from y'all. Y'all definitely going to hear from me. We're going to go from anything all over, from football to MMA to everything. Let's have a good show. I'm looking forward to hearing from the city. Y'all make sure y'all just check me out every Wednesday right here at Spaced Out Sports, brought to you by iSports Radio, your direct feed for all that is sports. Let's go.
What's good, everyone? It's Drewski, the host of Heart of Texas Sports on IE Sports Radio, your direct feed for all that is sports. On this station, we cover everything in the Dallas-Fort Worth, Texas area. From we cover the Dallas Cowboys, the Dallas Stars, Dallas Mavericks, Dallas Wings, Texas Rangers, TCU, SMU, we cover it all right here every Wednesdays from 9 to 10 p.m. Central Time. Make sure you stay live with me on the Heart of Texas Sports on IE Sports Radio, your direct feed for all that is sports.
Welcome back to the IE Wrestling Show. Man, something about that new theme song, it just hits harder than the old one did. It's just that those strings, man, those violin strings just makes it more epic. It feels like I'm in a movie. What's good, y'all? If you're just tuning in to the IE Wrestling Show, it's your boy, the SoCal Saint. We just went over a lot of wrestling news, trying to get on the catch up. And now we're going to get into some reviews, talking about, and previews, of upcoming wrestling events. The biggest one coming up here in just a couple weeks is going to be, actually next week, if I'm not mistaken, will be Elimination Chamber Perth. That's right. WWE presents the Elimination Chamber Perth. It'll be live streaming on Peacock and internationally on the WWE Network. Coming to you live from the Optus Stadium in Perth, Western Australia. Saturday, February 24th, 2024. This is marking WWE's first event to be held in Australia since Super Showdown in October of 2018. And it's the only WWE event in the Asia-Pacific region in 2024. This will actually be the third consecutive Elimination Chamber to be held outside of the United States after the 2022 and the 2023 events were both held outside of the country. And this is going to be an odd one for us American fans because it's going to be on Australia's time zone. So I will literally still be at work when this event starts because I believe the run time or the start time in our time zone here in the United States is going to be about 5 or 6 a.m. So I'll be getting off or just ending my shift at work when this event is starting. So I'm going to end up probably just going to sleep when I get home and then watching it once I wake up, because I work the graveyard shift at my job, so that, I'm not going to stay up and watch this event. I got to get some sleep at some point, so I'll have to wait and watch this once I wake up. I know a lot of fans in the United Kingdom are super excited that they don't have to stay up late to watch a pay-per-view like they normally do. This will actually be within their normal time range at a reasonable time to watch an event. For them, anyway. These are the matches that have been announced so far for Elimination Chamber Perth. It will be an Elimination Chamber match for a chance at a World Heavyweight Championship match against Seth freaking Rollins at WrestleMania 40. It will be Drew McIntyre versus Randy Orton versus Bobby Lashley versus L.A. Knight. Yeah! and 2 more to be announced superstars. The last 2 spots will be determined this coming Friday on SmackDown, with Dirty Dominic Mysterio taking on Kevin Owens in a one-on-one match, and the WWE United States Champion Logan Paul goes one-on-one with The Miz this coming Friday on SmackDown. The winners of these 2 matches will join Lashley, McIntyre, Orton, and Knight in that World Heavyweight Championship Elimination Chamber match. Also, I do believe this will be the main event of the event in Perth. It will be Australia's own WWE Women's World Champion Rhea Ripley defending the Women's World Championship against Nia Jax. This should be a hard-hitting match. I can't imagine Rhea not main eventing in her home country. So I do believe this will be the final match of the night in Perth. And Rhea or Nia, depending on who wins, which, I mean, come on, do you really think they're going to have Rhea lose in Perth? I doubt it. But, so let's just say that she doesn't lose. Rhea will find out who she will face at WrestleMania when the women's Elimination Chamber match takes place in Perth. The Elimination Chamber match for a shot at the Women's World Championship at WrestleMania 40. These are the women that have been announced so far for this match: Becky Lynch, Bianca Belair, and Liv Morgan, with 3 more spots left to be determined. And I'm trying to see who is left for this. Okay, so here we go. The 4th and 5th qualifying matches will take place this Friday, also on SmackDown, February 16th. It will be Tiffany Stratton is supposed to take on Shotzi. That match may be changed due to the serious knee injury that Shotzi sustained last night. So I don't imagine Shotzi and Tiffany Stratton going one-on-one with each other. They're going to have to insert another female superstar into that spot to face Stratton. And then the other match will be Naomi, the returning Naomi, taking on LWO Zelina Vega. And then the final spot will be determined next Monday night on Raw in a last chance battle royal, where the winner of the battle royal will get the final spot in the Women's Elimination Chamber match. And then in another match, I thought this was supposed to take place on SmackDown, but apparently this match was moved to the pay-per-view itself. It'll be for the undisputed WWE Tag Team Championship. The Judgment Day, Finn Balor and Damian Priest defend their undisputed WWE Tag Team titles against the team of Pete Dunne and Tyler Bate. That should be a really great match. I'm really looking forward to that. Pete Dunne and Tyler Bate, great as opponents, even better as partners. They were known as the tag team. Actually, they were known as a trio with former member Trent Seven as British Strong Style back in the day. So it's really cool to see 2/3 of British Strong Style back together. It's really great to see that Pete Dunne is no longer known as Butch. He's back to being the Bruiserweight Pete Dunne, which thank God for Triple H, for him to revert back to his original name. Thank God for that. So the Judgment Day will be challenged by Pete Dunne and Tyler Bate. These are the 4 matches that have been announced so far for Elimination Chamber Perth. We got another week. We have the remainder of this week, and then we have all up way until next week to see what happens, if any more matches will be decided for the Elimination Chamber in Perth. And that is the final stop on the road to WrestleMania 40, guys. WrestleMania 40 will be taking place live, streaming on Peacock and internationally on the WWE Network on Saturday, April 6th and Sunday, April 7th. It is a 2-night event, and it's coming to you live from Lincoln Financial Field in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. This is the second WrestleMania to be held in both the city of Philadelphia and the state of Pennsylvania after WrestleMania 15 in 1999. At that event, shout out to Marcus in the chat room if he's still listening. At that event, Stone Cold Steve Austin defeated The Rock to win the WWF Championship at the time in the main event of that WrestleMania, and history is going to repeat itself in Philly when The Rock's cousin falls to the American Dream son, the American Nightmare, Cody Rhodes. Yep, I'm all in on Cody Rhodes, man. I am all in. Call me a Cody crybaby. I don't give a crap. Rock can call me that all day, the live long day. The fact of the matter is there's only going to be one person crying at the end of the night on WrestleMania, and that's going to be Roman Reigns. That's right. And these are the matches that I've already set for WrestleMania. Of course, I've already stated Seth freaking Rollins will defend the World Heavyweight Championship against the winner of the Men's Elimination Chamber match. And Rhea Ripley, if she gets past Nia Jax, will defend the Women's World Championship against the Women's Elimination Chamber match winner. And these two matches guaranteed for WrestleMania. Bayley chose to face her former friend and former member of Damage Control, Io Sky, for the WWE Women's Championship. That match is set. Io Sky will defend the WWE Women's Championship against Bayley at WrestleMania. And, of course, the undisputed WWE Championship will be decided when Roman Reigns, the Tribal Chief, defends the undisputed WWE Championship one more time against the American Nightmare, the two-time Royal Rumble winner back-to-back, 2023 and 2024, Cody Rhodes. WrestleMania is really heating up. The road to WrestleMania is heating up, guys, just like the name of this episode shows. Because with that press conference that took place in Vegas last week, over 3,000 fans showed up to an arena to watch a press conference. A press conference, guys. There wasn't any wrestling involved. It was just a press conference. The Rock, Roman Reigns, Cody Rhodes, and even Seth freaking Rollins all came face to face. And sparks ignited, and the road to WrestleMania has begun to heat up. Cody Rhodes took a shot after being the butt of jokes, after having to endure shot after shot from Rock, from Roman Reigns. Cody gave it back to him. But apparently Rock is a little more thin-skinned than he is thick-skinned, because he took offense to what Cody said, and he gave Cody Rhodes the Will Smith treatment and smacked him on the face, slapped him right across the face, just like Chris Rock got slapped across the face. Cody Rhodes got slapped across the face by The Rock. And it just turned into this chaos, this just out of nowhere. It's building. This is building. And we're going to find out what is going to happen as the road to WrestleMania continues to get closer and closer and closer. This coming Friday, it is confirmed, the Tribal Chief and The Rock will be in attendance this coming Friday on SmackDown. I cannot wait. I am just a few weeks away from going to SmackDown myself. My father was gracious and just I'm so blessed that my father was able to get us tickets to SmackDown on the road to WrestleMania when they make a stop here in Dallas, Texas. Me and my dad are going to that show, and I know something big is going to happen in that show because everything is going to be big on the road to WrestleMania week in and week out, Monday night, Friday night. We got a lot to talk about, guys, on the road to WrestleMania. We're getting close to the end. We got one more big pay-per-view event in between now and WrestleMania. I don't know what other big matches will be decided come WrestleMania. I know things had to be changed due to the Vince McMahon unfortunate, just ridiculous and just disgusting circumstances. And then the unfortunate injury to CM Punk changed a little bit of the plans as well. So there's a multitude of scenarios that could take place from now until then. We got other guys that don't seem to have any guaranteed spot for WrestleMania, but I think there will be guaranteed spots for these people. I personally think that at WrestleMania, Seth freaking Rollins should defend his championship in a triple threat match. I think Seth freaking Rollins should defend the World Heavyweight Championship against both Drew McIntyre and Sami Zayn. That's what I believe. I think that's what should happen. Will that happen? Probably not. But I think that's actually the money match right there. I mean, because we've already seen McIntyre and Rollins do this dance already amongst themselves. Throw in the unpredictable Sami Zayn into the mix, and I think you have a surefire, great triple threat match right there. LA Knight, does he have a chance to win the chamber match and go to WrestleMania? Man, I would love to see that. I'm a big fan of LA Knight, and LA Knight is still very hot and very favorable with the WWE audience. But if that's not in the cards, then I think that LA Knight should challenge Logan Paul for the United States Championship at WrestleMania. That's what I think. I would love to see that match. I know Logan Paul would probably want to have himself and John Cena go one-on-one at a WrestleMania. I think that match will happen before Cena is all said and done with wrestling. I just don't see it happening at WrestleMania. I would love to see one more match between Randy Orton and John Cena before it's all said and done at a WrestleMania. That would be great. Just to, there's no malicious intent. There's no backstabbing. There's no punting each other's father in the head or what you call it. I would just love to see these two guys who came up in the business together, trained together in OVW, debuted within a couple of months of each other on the main roster in 2002. It is now 2024. And these guys' careers have been so parallel with one another. Both of these guys are multiple-time world champions. Both of these guys have been considered the face of the company. Both are considered the GOAT of their eras. And I would love to see Cena and Orton have one more dance with one another inside of a WWE ring and do it at WrestleMania. That's what I think that would be a great match. If they can get Cena, if Cena is available for a match at WrestleMania, I think that's the one you put him in. You have him go one-on-one with Randy Orton. And if that's not in the cards, then you have him go one-on-one once again with Solo Sikoa. And you have Cena get the win over Solo Sikoa at WrestleMania. And still, I don't know when they're going to start planting the seeds for this match, but I know we're going to get Jimmy Uso, no yeet, versus main event Jey Uso. Yeet! That's going to happen. Brother versus brother at a WrestleMania, and it'll probably be, for the first time ever, twin brother versus twin brother. I don't think we've ever had a match where two identical twins wrestled against one another. And it's going to happen at WrestleMania this year. Gunther. I know everyone was thinking Gunther was going to have his dream match against Brock Lesnar this year, but that's no longer in the cards because of the fucking Vince McMahon BS. So who does Gunther defend his Intercontinental Championship against at WrestleMania? A lot of people think that Braun Breaker is going to sign with Monday Night Raw, and that Braun Breaker is basically going to be the replacement for Brock Lesnar. I mean that's okay. That's not a dream match though. I don't see that being a dream match for Gunther against Braun. No offense to Braun Breaker, because he's very good in the ring. He's very good. I mean, he's damn good, and he deserves a big spot to showcase his skills. Do I think that him and Gunther is the right decision? Probably not. Not at this time. So I don't even know where Gunther fits into his WrestleMania role, but I'm sure Triple H and the powers that be and the rest of the creative team will figure something out for Gunther to have a prominent spot on the WrestleMania card. Guys, thank you for tuning in to the 51st episode of the IE Wrestling Show. I am so gracious and so thankful to be doing this for y'all. Still love it. Every time I get on the air, I enjoy this more than you could ever know. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for everyone, to all my eSports Radio fam that tuned in live and in the chat room. Thank you so much for tuning in. I do appreciate it. Much appreciation and blessings to all of you. Guys, tune in next week. We'll be back. Same SoCal Saint time. Same SoCal Saint channel. And same SoCal Saint day. It's your boy, the SoCal Saint. This has been the IE Wrestling Show. I'll see y'all next time. Peace.